Hey everyone, Britt here with Wagmore Dog Training. I have put together a compilation video of one of the dogs that I have been working with for a long period of time. Micah is about 1.5 years old now. He's a purebred English Shepherd, kind of like a Border Collie. He's just another herding breed. He came to the ARC Border Collie Rescue in November of last year, so 2020. He was about 8 months old, had some very severe human reactivity towards strangers. Super sweet, amazingly affectionate dog, but unfortunately had a not so great start. So he has developed a lot of fear towards new people. I worked with him for about 4.5, 5 months before he went to his first adoptive home. Unfortunately, it wasn't the right fit, so he came back to me after about 6 weeks. He's been with me now for about 1.5 months, almost 2 months, and he's doing phenomenal. It's just been a lot of work, a lot of consistency, and he's finally going to be adoptable again as long as we move forward with, continued training. Something to take into account when you are working with troubled teens is he's only 1.5 years old, so he's probably got at least a solid year before he kind of hits that adult point in his life. So he needs somebody who's going to consistently work with him. Anytime you're working with any kind of severe behavioral modification, there is no quick fix. It is going to be a long journey. That doesn't mean that it's not doable, but working him through his major fear period with that developmental stage based on his age just took some patience, time, repetition. But this is going to be a compilation of how we worked through this reactivity. So I'm showing you how he greets people outside the home, which is one of the easiest ways for him to meet new people, how he reacts when people come into the home, and how to introduce him. And then it's also going to show you how to do some counter conditioning. This is stuff that we work on in public, or even in the front yard with people walking by, those kinds of things. But this is stuff that we've been consistently doing for about 6 months. So enjoy. If you have any questions, shoot me a message. If any of this kind of stuff seems relevant to a dog that you have or are working with at the moment, by all means, let me know if you need some advice and continued training tools to move forward. Otherwise, enjoy the craziness that is. Hey, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Yeah. Easy. Easy. Yeah, that's Dad. See? Good boy. Micah, please. 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 Yes, sit. Good boy. Look. Break. Okay. Why are you videoing me? Good boy. Nice. Hey. Nice. Good. Micah. Hey. All right. So in that clip, I was showing how to introduce him to a stranger, one of our friends that was coming over for the first time. It's very, very important. It's a lot easier for him to meet new people outside rather than inside, because inside is a lot more confined of a space. So meeting somebody new outside, we gave him a heads up, said completely ignore him. So no eye contact, don't try to touch him, don't talk to him. Just pretty much stand there, hang out, give Micah the chance to sniff you up and down without there being any kind of forced interaction. You'll notice he's barking and everything when we first come out. I gave him the opportunity to go over, sniff him up and down a little bit, and then I pulled out my place box. So it's something that we've worked on beforehand. It's a command he knows, place. So jumping up on it switches his fixation from that person to a command that he knows is a positive and fun game. So giving him short intervals of sniffing the new person, jump on the box, good boy, good boy. Sniff the new person, jump on the box, good boy, good boy. So I'm taking that looping stress out of the situation. After a couple repetitions, he calmed down very quickly, was able to stand near him, open mouth, relaxed, no more barking, no stress. We went into the house after this, and after about 5 minutes, he was totally relaxed, didn't have any problems with him for the rest of the afternoon. So I want to point out, this is severe improvement compared to when I first got him. He used to have to be muzzled, and it would take about 20 minutes for him to calm down and stop barking. It just took a lot of repetition to get him here. So like I said, this is severe improvement, but this is how he meets everybody coming into our home at this point.
There's a gate in the hallway here. Hey, buddy.
Relax. I know. Good. Look. I know that floor's slippery, huh? Sit. Look. Look. Hey. I should have gotten up there. I know. Relax. Sit. Sit. Hey. Relax. Enough. I see. Hey. Stop. You can tell him to where the cord is. Come here. We're going to do a lap. So obviously you can see that trying to introduce Micah to people inside the home is a lot harder because it's a confined space. Right now I am behind the camera in the living room going through the same place things that I was doing out front on the place boxes. I'm just using a couple different dog beds, asking him to sit down, break, kind of reset that focus. I could not get any eye contact from him because he was too fixated on the stranger. So I tried to get him to move around, sit, reset. He couldn't calm down, even with small leash corrections high up on a slip lead. So I took him out of the situation because it was a little too high stress, waited for him to calm down, and then tried again. I know, I see. Calm. Calm. Thank you. Oh, yawn it out. Thank you. Good job. Don't make eye contact. Don't talk to him. Don't touch him. You're fine. I promise.
Okay, I got you.
Easy. Easy. See? Good boy. Just fine. Okay, come. Good. Good job. Sniff it. Be much easier to wait carpet. Good boy. See? Good job. Come. Good. See? Nothing to worry about. Get yourself all exhausted. Say hi, Dad. See, now we don't care, huh? Good boy. See? Good job. Come on. You act so tough. Come on.
All that for nothing.
I know. He's ridiculous. It takes him like 5 minutes, and then he's pretty much fine.
He doesn't care about you. But at first initial, he wants to tell you.
Hi. So in this video, I took Micah to Lowe's to practice some counter conditioning. What I'm doing is positioning him in a way where he's facing the entrance where new people are going to be coming in and out. And every time he looks at a new person, the moment he looks at a new person, I'm giving him a verbal praise, yes, just like you would use a clicker. And then I'm following that up with the treat reward. So I'm using the Pavlovian style of training to condition his brain to every single time I look at a person, something positive happens. Good boy, Micah. So now I'm going to work him through just a little bit of basic obedience. That way I'm not forcing him to look at strangers the whole time. I'm getting him to hold eye contact with me, which is great. Since I don't want him to constantly be focused on his surroundings, I want to be able to pull his attention to me if needed. And now I'm moving him around, I'm getting him playing, I'm getting him relaxed in the atmosphere. He can hold these different positions. Down is a much more submissive and vulnerable state to be in, so holding it down when there's new people around is going to be even more difficult than holding a solid sit. You'll notice he gets a treat every time he looks at a new person, and it's the moment he looks, he gets that verbal yes. In the next video, I've got the sound on and I've got him close up. That way you can see the moment I'm marking and how important your timing is for accuracy. Sit. Micah, sit. Sit. Yes. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. Yes. 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 Yes.
You'll be a good puppy. Can I pet?
Yes. Nope. Nope. Good boy. Yes. Good job, bud. Very good boy. Good boy. Look. Break. Good job. Very good job, Micah. All right, so that was a short compilation of what has been a very, very long process, working Micah through his reactivity, his personal insecurities, his fear. A lot of different things have gone into the equation of what turned into his behavioral issues. I want to clarify that the processes that I showed in these videos and the things that I talked about are not a one-size-fit-all kind of treatment plan. They're just a handful of the things that have gone into helping him work through his personal problems. Anytime you're dealing with counter conditioning, which was those last two videos, keep in mind that it can be a very long process. Like I said, I've been working with Micah for about 6 months now. Granted, a good chunk of that was during some of the COVID shutdowns, so didn't have as much opportunity to work through some of those social settings. But now that we've built such an awesome foundation, the social settings and the counter conditioning in public places has come a long way. I also want to clarify that if you're going to move forward with any of these teachings, as far as introducing to new people, counter conditioning, place commands, any of those kinds of things, and you have a dog with reactivity or some form of aggression that could cause harm, always, always, always reach out to a professional first. The last thing that you want is somebody or your dog to get hurt because you do something wrong. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the background of these videos that you don't see have led up to where we're at. When we look at the situation in Lowe's, that is not where we started. That was a very high traffic area. He doesn't wear a muzzle anymore because I trust him. It took time to build up that relationship. You also have to take into account the threshold of the individual dog. So for him, having people walk right next to him is something that took a long time. We used to have to start a lot farther away. It used to be just people at a park on the other side of the park. So make sure if you are going to work on these things, reach out to somebody. You can talk about threshold. You can talk about counter conditioning. You can also talk about getting a consultation or some kind of behavioral evaluation from a professional before you consider any kind of medication paired with training, paired with positive correction versus negative correction. Trust me, the list goes on. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Shoot me a message on my Facebook or on my personal page, www.wagmorewithbrit.com. I would love to hear from you, help you out. Otherwise, good luck with training and hope some of these tips do help you to have a visual on how I work with dogs, as well as how some of these things could maybe help you in the future. Cheers, and with Wags, love Brit. What are you doing? What are you doing?